is going to be one where I actually get the sense from what Moses said earlier, I might not be alone on this one because I was worried, which is being as VP didn't make it. They didn't even make it to the playoffs. I was really scared, because I think people are doing this already, that everyone's going to actually hop on the hate train and be like, oh, this team sucks. What's the point? And it's going to become like what happened with the last VP lineups for the last year and a half, what happened with Cloud9. And the thing I hate about that is, I think people should definitely not be too hasty and dismiss this Virtus.pro as like it's more of the same. It isn't at all. Like, first of all, I actually even thought the Cloud9 roster wasn't terrible. The problem is they had the same problem VP did. It's been too long, and when fans get really fatigued by not having results, they don't have any patience left, bro. Even if you bring someone in, it's like I already saw this, bro, at this tournament with Mouse. Like, people were like, well, so much for that Spinks move. It's like, he hasn't even finished one LAN, and then they ended up fucking around and making the playoffs. Like, Jesus, can he have one LAN? Like, look, I get it that you didn't like the Katowice where he wasn't there, but he wasn't there. So on the VP one, first of all, I thought they actually looked quite canny in Katowice. They were legit. We'll never know what they'd done in the playoffs because Flammers had to go home. Secondly, he just had a bad LAN at this one, by the way. And there's the reason I also want to say don't dismiss them. Because the problem VP lineups had is every name was proven before, and then they did shit in the game and they didn't do anything. First of all, the Flammers guy is 20 years old and he's played something like 6 lands that weren't Russian lands, for fuck's sake. So like, he hasn't been bedded in at all. By the way, most of those were like, one was in Namiga and a few were in Gamer Legion. Like, it's not like he's going to the semis. Like, he's mega new. And by the way, he does so much work on their T side. Like, he has some of their clearly building into their system. And then you just look at some of the other names. Bro, Icy does frag with the AWP. Flit actually
Icy's
fucking
awesome,
farms on CT side. Like, I'm not going to say they're going to be awesome, but this is like a team low key. Bear in mind, I agree with you. I thought there were so many good roster moves. This is like sort of sleeper set of moves. I kind of vibe with VP, and even if they didn't make it to playoffs here, like, I'm not giving up on them. I think there's something there.
I'm with you. I mean, granted, they have like the opposite situation of G2, where G2 went from being really good to no matter what change you made was always going to be relatively underwhelming when you lead Nico. VP was at the bottom. No matter like what change they made, it was going to get better. But I still think I'm surprised at how much better they looked at Katowice. Everyone's smiling, everyone cheering. I think Fame was given interviews. Flit was given interviews, which is crazy from the VP side of things. Electronic now is like the sole hands on the wheel in-game leader. You no longer have that confusion at the top. So I think this team is poised for a turnaround, and I think their first 2 events, even though there's some disappointment, surely show that they're on the right path. So I'm with you. I'm not saying this team is going to be world beaters challenging for a trophy, but I think it's clear that they've kind of turned the ship in the right direction, and now we get to see what goes on. Because low-key as well, you got to think of VP this way. Maybe one of the most interesting stories about them is Electronic, for how good he's been in his career and the reputation he has as an incredible player. This might be his last chance at performing on a tier 1 team. After this, it's like, bro, you've now been in multiple rosters that have just bombed straight when you join the team, like coincides with that timing. Like, you have to go down to tier 2 and show us that you actually know what to do and you can be part of a team before we're going to take risks on you again. So like, this is a big test, I think, for Electronic as a leader to be like, I have to stay at the top echelon of Counter-Strike.
I guess I don't know. I don't know if I'm as thrilled with you as you guys are on VP. I mean, I think that they can battle their way through some of these games. I feel like it's cool to see this core in not the James system. But I'm not getting too excited about like how good they're going to be because I almost feel like my perspective of them would be just like, it's a honeymoon in my viewer's eye because I'm getting to watch Fame and Flit not save as often as they used to. So it
no, but here's the thing, Maui, let me put this to you. Let me push back a little bit.
Yeah.
Look, on a lower level, obviously, I actually do view Flit as one of those like K Serrata type people where it's like, you could be way better if you're in the right team. Like, I actually did think they sort of suppressed him. Like, you were a fan of this guy, right? I think the guy has real talent, mate.
Yeah.
I've been liking Flit a little bit. What's weird is that actually I've been kind of seeing the upwards trajectory of VP, and sometimes it's like it seems like it's a win by committee as opposed to Flit being the best rifler bar none. Nowadays I'm getting like, I guess like I've seen Flammus have a good map that helps them. I've seen at Katowice, for example, I've seen Fame have a good pop off. Like sometimes Icy just delivers really hard, and I guess it's spread pretty evenly, but Flit's not hard carrying as much as he was in CSGO for me. That's kind of where I'm a little bit worried too, where it's like, it really did feel like Flit probably should have been on a top 20 list at some point, but it's just that he was playing on like Forza and an Outsiders/VP team that was very inconsistent with deep runs. Obviously they made some, but just not enough. So I guess I just have a little bit more hesitation with saying like this is my team to watch on the come up right now. So yeah, that's it. It's not like I'm not saying I'm out on them or anything like that, but I'm just like it wouldn't surprise me if they just sort of plateau
By the way,
at like 8th in the world.
Being as like that was like a fairly simple topic, I'll give you a little extra angle, which is I saw. Here's the thing. I will disclaimer. Whenever I say anything that I saw on a graph, not even text, just on a graphic from CIS news underscore EN or whatever. I don't even know if they actually translated it right. I'm just the moron going, you've seen this in the National Enquirer? Like, I don't know if that's true. Could be nonsense. Maybe they never said it. Who the fuck knows? But there was one that was the other day about Hobbit that made me laugh so hard. Because it said that in Cloud9, when they were all trying to like get the fuck out, supposedly Hobbit had the offer from VP, but then Electronic just like got in there before him. It's all like, you know, when Hobbit's on the phone, like, yeah, maybe like next month, you know, it's like he didn't hear that like click as like Electronic picked up the other line. That's why I'm also using jokes I've realised from fucking like actual landlines. All the kids are like, how would that work with the mobile? I've just realised I've actually done myself on that one. Listen, watch the 70s movie. There's people tapping phones and everything, motherfucker. So anyway, the idea that Electronic heard that, then the second Hobbit hangs up to like think it over, you know, I'm going to sleep on it. Electronic just calls him up. Yeah, no, I could come tomorrow. Yeah, I could be there at 9 in the morning actually. Bro, why are you actually like fucking ripping this guy off and taking his spots? Like, let Hobbit have him. Because if you don't know, Hobbit now is just like, oh, well, back to Kazakhstan. I go like, what? Like, can he play the game?
Did you see that interview where he was like, I know exactly why Shiro wanted to leave that Cloud9 team, but I'll let him tell the story.
I love that as well.
Like, I know. Where are you, bro?
You know, the worst thing about that is we all just hoped it was something like, oh, you know, he disagreed with the vision, you know, he believed in spirit. It's like, no, now they're trying to imply there's some like hella spicy drama. And obviously, because Hobbit's also the most chill guy ever, but I wouldn't want to spread rumors. You've just basically cock-teased me like a motherfucker right now.
Yeah. I hate that. I hate the whole Eastern European scene because like we get fed a lot of stuff about the Western scene, and we kind of
there's so much gossip in it, bro. It's crazy, isn't it?
We know more than like the average Redditor comment. You read the Reddit comments and we're like, oh, that's just not true, but it's not really my place to like correct this narrative right now. But then with the Eastern European stuff, we are just like the fans.
Of course. That's why I like it.
We're not fed nearly as much.
We just get, I have to understand, I don't view it intellectually, Moses. I'm not really sitting there, come on, how will this affect the history though? I'm just stuffing popcorn in my mouth, watching like Love Island going, no, she's fucking hot, get away from him. Like,
because I inject that low quality drama into my veins.
And also, by the way, how are you going to say that, Hobbit? Like, look, but that's really for Shiro, the most silent player in the whole scene who gives nothing away with his emotions. That's for him to tell that story. You mean we're never going to find out then, you fuck? He doesn't even have a comment when he won the motherfucking major. We're never going to find that out. It's over. That's it. That secret dies with him at this point in time. Like, we're never going to know. By the way, the worst thing is as well, Moses, I was done with that Cloud9 super team that didn't work. I'd accepted. In my heart, I just understood. Now I need to know there's a secret drawer of drama that if you open it, makes it all this fine. I can't get out on that team. I can't ever leave it. I can't, bro.
That Cloud9 CS roster and whole era, once they picked up the Gambit guys, has got to be the most sad sequence of events. It's the first time Cloud9's like left the game, and I've been like, that's fair play. Yeah. This time around, they did everything right. They made all the right moves. They bought the right team. They bought the right players, and it all shit the bed. So fair play. Take a break. Take a step back.
By the way, the worst one. I hate when the kids do that. I said this on Twitter. I hate when the kids do that thing where, like, after one map, when you said a player's good, they're like, well, this aged well. Because as I said on Twitter, like, the concept of aging like milk, guys, is milk goes off, and once it goes off, you're fucked. If tomorrow the guy can then have 2 good maps and be good again, the milk's suddenly fresh again. That doesn't even work in the analogy. But I'll tell you what aged like absolute fucking ass milk was if you ever go to when they added Electronic and Perfecto to Cloud9. I did it. We all did the tweet like, they're going to win the major, bro. And then they didn't even make like one final ever. Like, it was so fucking ass.
Collectively, everyone got so
it's like one of the only times I've ever seen the whole scene just like, yeah, fuck it, send it. I believe in you. You can do it. Like, brilliant.
This is the closest to a lock we're ever going to get.
I know.
See more cool, funny, interesting clips based on topics from my content? Well, subscribe to this channel then, or, be a pleb and don't.